Before we start, guys, please make sure you stay until the end. If you make one common mistake, you may end up spending, guys, thousands of dollars in repairs. Stay with us, we'll explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Super quick helpful video. If you have a problem where your Mercedes does not start, does not crank, we'll explain the top things you need to check, what we see here quite often in the garage that can cause that. Don't freak out, it could be quite simple fix, guys. We're going to talk about that in addition. If you guys want to know more, that's W204. We'll be explaining about C Class from year 2007 to year 2015. If you need to buy any replacement parts, tools, guys, we're going to share that information in the description of the video below. Check it out and you can see where we get most of our tools and supplies from. So let's start on it now. Before we start, let us tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We make mechanical repair videos, engines, transmissions, bodywork, electrical, engine, transmission codes, fuses. Why we guys do all that? Because our mission here at the garage is, guys, to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way we can keep making these free videos. And guys, check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 17,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So let's start on it now. Guys, multiple things can cause your Mercedes C Class not to start, not to crank, but don't freak out, it could be simple fix. The first thing we want to check is some fuses, relays, guys, for engine management. Some very important fuses, guys. Now, where they're located in hidden places, but let's start with that thing. First, guys, there will be fuse boxes that most people do not know they exist. So, we're going to go ahead, guys, and we have a video on our channel that explains about Mercedes W204 fuse box location and diagram. Check it out, it's a video that can save you thousands of dollars in repairs. What you need to do now here, guys, okay, check this thing out. This is the main engine fuse box here on the driver's side. We need to go ahead and open it, and underneath you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. Guys, let's explain why it's super important to test fuses and relays. That way you do not spend money on diagnostics, parts, repairs you may actually not even need. So, guys, you have different kinds of fuses and relays. We're talking about the maxi fuses, standard fuses right here. You have, watch how many different kinds of relays as well. Now, these fuses, sometimes you can clearly see if a fuse is burnt or not by looking at the element. But sometimes it's really sneaky. They can burn here on the side. It's hard to see. Some fuses will not be visible as well. And we had people that will spend thousands of dollars in repairs, replacing modules, even engine computers, when all they had to do, they assumed they had a good fuse. They pulled it out, they saw it, and they assumed it was good. But guys, you can easily test these fuses, and on some of these, most of them, they have even the terminals on top that allows you to check them with a voltmeter and find out if it's good or bad. You see, that's a good fuse. If it's blown, okay, like this one here, it's blown, nothing. Check this thing out, no connection. One next to it, okay, right here, let me get good contact point. That's a good fuse, guys. You can see you can test them. Now, relays are harder to test, but with the voltmeter, fuses are super easy to test. All we have to do is set it on that setting and practically your ohm resistance setting, and you can find, guys, okay, if it works or not. For instance, that one was the good fuse. You can see it's going to go down to 0 ohms resistance, or you can go ahead, remove it and test it the same way, guys. It should have 0 ohm resistance. Now, relays, guys, are a little bit more complicated, but it's doable. It will take you a minute or two to find out how to do that. Now, we'll put, guys, links to a video that will explain how to test relays, how to test fuses, which battery terminal you need to reconnect and disconnect first if you're doing repairs, because that can cause modules to burn as well, and that can cost you thousands of dollars in repair. Check out the videos, they will be in the description of the video below. So let's start on it now. Here is what we need to check. Now we need to check, okay, multiple fuses and relays. We're talking about first fuse number 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fuse number 6. Right here, the fuse numbers will be printed with small numbers next to the fuses, guys. Then we need to locate fuse number 19, right here. Check this one. We need to, guys, also check fuse number 25, which is that 15 amp fuse right here, right before the relay. Next, guys, we need to locate fuse 27, which is the last fuse here in the back, and you need to check relay M. Very important relay right here, guys. Now, other things, okay, that we need to consider checking as well, guys. We're talking about fuse number 1 right here. You need to check fuse number 14, which will be, okay, that's a little bit confusing because that's 17, 16, 15, 14. The number will be on the right side of the fuse. Fuse number 14, you need to check fuse number 20, that big fuse. And we need to check fuse number 35, okay, which is that 5 amp fuse right here. Now, guys, if these fuses check out fine, what else can easily cause that? You have one hidden fuse box. It's known as a pre-fuse box. It has very important engine management functions here. That's where the positive terminal is located, jump starter terminal. If you take it apart, you open it on the inside. Depending on the year, you may have up to 3 different fuse boxes here, okay? But you will have multiple fuses. Each one of these fuses, guys, okay, have very special function, and if one of them is bad, it's really easy that Mercedes will not start, will not crank. We've fixed many Mercedes by replacing the fuse box, but you don't even have to replace it. You can take it apart and replace that fuse. Other things that can cause it easily, guys, to not to crank, not to start, could be a bad engine starter. We'll recommend, okay, to check the video on our YouTube channel about the engine starter. Next, you guys need to check your key, okay? Mercedes that doesn't recognize the key will not start as well. Sometimes after sitting for a while or after battery replacements, if something went wrong, we've seen where they forget the key, it may not start. It could be bad ignition. Ignition start stop switch, if you have one of those, it could be bad as well, guys. Keyless entry module, we've seen that. And make sure your engine is not locked up too, guys, okay, because if it's locked up, okay, it will not turn over, so make sure it's turning over. And another thing, guys, brake light switch, something that most people don't think about that, but on your Mercedes, guys, okay, you need to press the brake to start it on the push start button, and that switch is on the brake pedal. And if that switch doesn't work correctly, what will happen? The car computer will not know that you press the brake pedal. So because of a brake light switch, you may not be able to start your Mercedes. We will, guys, have multiple videos on our YouTube channels that will teach you how to test brake light switch and how to actually replace brake light switch. Next, car battery, guys. Something people completely ignore. Having a new battery doesn't mean it's a good battery, okay? Battery that has good voltage doesn't mean it's a good battery. We have a special video how to test battery on Mercedes. Check it out, especially on this Mercedes. We made that video. We thought we had a good battery. Car was acting up, really funny. We had all kind of warning lights because of a bad battery, guys. Those are some of the most common things if you don't have mechanical problem that will cause your Mercedes not to start. In this Mercedes W204, you're going to have all kinds of different fuses and relays that sometimes are hard to find, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, you may have a hard time finding one, guys. Replacement one, you may be stuck. It happened to us. So what we usually do, we buy some spare ones and we put in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll share a link where you can get them at a really good price, quick shipping. That way you do not waste money and time. That link will be in the description of the video below. Check it out for your convenience. Hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.